Welcome back to The Steel Mindset. Please be so kind to subscribe, like, and share. This is so important to help our channel grow, and don't forget about my Blade Attic membership tiers, starting at just 99 cents a month, and is very much appreciated. Enjoy the show.
All right, guys, so this is going to be a little bit of a talking head type of video. I wanted to kind of address some misconceptions or some characterizations that were made with this knife with other reviewers, give you my personal opinion on the knife, and how we can improve it and make it better with some modifications, if you guys would be willing to do so. This is the Ka-Bar Les George designer, cool name, Reverse Tanto. So like I was saying, guys, this is the designer Les George, which is very cool because, and his cool name, Reverse Tanto, that's the name of the knife. Les George is a famous designer, is award-winning designer. It's pretty cool that he's collaborating with Ka-Bar. Just a little background on Les George. He's an award-winning knife maker. He's a USMC veteran. I think it's awesome to see his expertise added to Ka-Bar, and it basically is a new chapter in Ka-Bar's storied history. This is the Reverse Tanto, then you have the sheep's foot, and then you have the drop point blade. All pretty much the same type of designs, all with that transparent honeycomb polycarbonate material on the handle, which is going to be pretty much a highlight of what we're talking about here. Now, I've seen other classifications from other reviewers. Some people had called it a dumpster fire, almost perfect type of knife. Others have called this knife just shy of greatness. Obviously, listen, regardless of what anyone else thinks about the knife, I'm going to give you my personal opinion. You could take that with a grain of salt, or you can take that any way you want. I like Ka-Bar. I like Ka-Bar products. I love the Ka-Bar name. The fact that they're giving you a lot of value for the dollar within an American company, which you really can't get that often with an American company giving you some good steels, good heat tempering, and a pretty good damn product with a lot of heritage and a lot of history behind the name. So there's a lot of reasons why I really do like Ka-Bar. And I have a lot of respect for John Stitt. John Stitt is a great CEO. I mean, we've had him on Blade Talk with Scab and Joe many times. I like his philosophy. I just like the guy altogether. He's just a great guy to be kind of involved with in the Blade community. He's awesome. And looking forward to kind of speaking to him again on Blade Talk. So, and I've met him at Blade Show a couple of times. The people, the workers, the American company, the heritage, there's a lot of reasons why I like Ka-Bar. But I will always be honest with you. If I have a Ka-Bar knife in my hand, I'll let you know what I like and what I don't like about it. This particular knife was sent to me from Ka-Bar to check out. I like the whole Les George line, and he chose to send me this Reverse Tanto for me to check out, and that's basically what I'm doing here. This knife has gotten a lot of criticism from other reviewers. I don't think it's a dumpster fire, but I do agree with the fact that it is not a perfect knife. There is a couple of steps. It's a couple of steps shy of having greatness attached to this knife, or a couple of steps shy of just being that wonderful type of knife that you would want to carry every single day. There's a new thing that's going on with Ka-Bar. Now, you guys saw my review of the Slabby from Ka-Bar, which is the kind of like a reassertion of a modern USMC fighting knife of yesterday. And that's basically where we're going with this Slabby. The sheath is great, locks into place. You have the type of MOLLE attachments that you can attach this to your belt and things like that. But obviously you have to spend a little extra money because it doesn't come with any type of belt loops or tech lock or anything like that. It just comes with the sheath, and you got to kind of, worry about on your own if you need to if you want to attach this to your belt. A majority of people are complaining that they would like to attach this to their belt or be able to have some kind of a carrying option attached to a knife. And if they want to remove it and carry it in other ways or put in their bag, that's the consumer's choice to do so. I really like the sheath, and it's also made in the USA. It's not made out of the country. It's made in the USA, has the Ka-Bar name on the sheath. So that seems to be kind of the case with this knife from Les George. Now, obviously, you see, I did attach a tech locks to it. I happen to have one from another knife, and I wanted to attach to it just to show you you can attach a tech lock system or some kind of a carrying system to this knife, which it didn't have one when it first came to me out of the box. So that's something you would have to consider, the fact that there is no carrying option out of the box, and that kind of pisses people off. The sheath itself, again, K-Bar name, branding on the sheath, made in the USA, good solid tech lock system, good little push button release. It's not a fighting knife. You can't really hoist it out. You got to kind of use the thumb push to kind of force it out a little bit, but that's fine. That's not really what it's meant to be. It's not meant to be a quick engagement fighting knife. So the sheath, the way it is and the way it's shaped and the fact that it's MOLLE attachment compatible is perfectly fine. You just have to consider you need to attach that. Now let's go a little bit with the pros of the knife. The pros of the knife is the fact that it is a really fantastic blade. This is the reverse Tanto. This is a Crowvan 1095 Crowvan steel. K-Bar does a really good job with their Crowvan steel. Look at the different types of grounding patterns as far as the chamfered look of the spine of the knife. Look at that nice reinforced tip. I mean, it's just a really handsome looking knife, really nice looking jimping on the top here. I just like the overall look, aesthetic of the knife, the reverse Tanto type of look, nice sharpness out of the box. Okay, paper slicing sharp, which you would expect from K-Bar. Beautiful looking blade. I love the geometric of this blade. Puts his name on it, and he gave you a really nice, well-designed knife, as well as the sheep's foot that's in the line and the drop point that's in the line. So the blade is wonderful. Full tang. Obviously, you have the space here for balancing and stuff like that. We're not going to get into that right now, but it is a full tang. It's 4.6 inches on the blade. It's a flat grind. It's a 56 to 58 HRC. The blade is what it is. It's a great looking blade, and it's a great design blade. There are your pros of the knife, and that's what makes this knife really grand and great for me. But let's get back to the cons and how this knife could be better. So here is the handle. Now, when I first opened the box and I saw this handle, I said, I mean, it's kind of cool looking. It's different. And then you really start holding it and putting it in your hand. I mean, listen, a lot of people say, oh, it's smooth as glass. It's like glass in your hand. It's not like glass in the hand. People get a little too overzealous with how they describe these knives. It's not glass in the hand. There is some rubber texture to it. There is the contour to it. It won't basically completely fall out of your hand. If you put a nice grip to it, you can use the knife with the handle that it has. That being said, I would prefer a much grippier type of handle. It is smooth. It's grippy, but it is, smooth. And if you do have wet hands, it may be a little slippery. Not slippery like glass, but it may be a little slippery, because you can tell basically when you kind of turn this, when you hold this tight, you can kind of turn it or move it in your hand. And that's because it is that type of translucent, polycarbonate material, whatever it is, that honeycomb type of material, and it can move in your hand if you try to force it. So I would prefer a knife with this type of capability, this nice geometric, nice sharp type of edge, nice capable everyday type of carry. That could be your wood carver, it could be your self-defense knife, it could be something that you would want to carry and open all of your stuff all day long. You would want to have just a better handle. Now, the look of the knife, that's a lot of people think it's like kind of like a bubble wrap type of look. I've heard that. It looks like bubble wrap. It looks like some kind of a honeycomb type of thing, which is what they call it. The translucent thing, people are not liking the whole translucent thing. You can see right through to the tang. The actual tang crowns over the handle, so you kind of feel it in your hand as well. You feel the tang kind of overlooping, and you feel the metal in your hand. It's not what you're supposed to feel when you have the handle. You don't want to feel the tang the way you feel it like this. It feels like it wasn't sized the way it's supposed to be sized, and it's not. It makes it even less comfortable, aside from the fact that it is a little slippery in the hand. This is one major drawback of this knife. The look of the knife, people don't like the look because of this whole type of honeycomb, translucent type of look of the handle. People don't like the hold of the knife and the feel of the knife. It is a little bit more on the slippery end. So what do we do to make this better? Thank God for Lucas Carroll custom knife scales. And that's what Lucas had sent me over. He has knife scales already made up for this, because a lot of people complained about it already, that they wanted to change the knife scales. So before I even do the cutting with it, I am going to do it with the Lucas Carroll knife scales, which are a lot more grippier. So let's change those up right now and show you how this knife should look with better scales and how comfortable it can look with better scales. Guys, and just like that, we're changing up the scales on this knife. And number one, look at the look of this knife with Lucas Carroll scales that he put in. I believe these are G10. Correct me on it, Lucas. They're G10 or Mikado. It's one or the other. All I know is they are grippy as hell. Complete difference. Now, you try to turn the knife in your hand. When I cut myself, I can't. It won't slip in my hand like the translucent, slicky ones do. This also doesn't crown. This goes over. You don't feel the tang in your hand. These are designed a lot better where basically it fits the tang a lot better. Beautiful look, beautiful texture to this knife. You can see basically the B-roll, how gorgeous this knife is with these new scales. It just changes the whole overall look and aesthetic of the knife. I mean, listen, I'm all about aesthetics. Aesthetics are a big part of my reviews and what I like or don't like in a knife. Aesthetics are a big part of my videos because I'm all about detail and cinematics and the overall just appearance of the knife. And the appearance of this knife is just tenfold so much better than with these like kind of bubble wrap, translucent craps. Again, I don't know what they were thinking with that, but it's just, again, it wasn't like they were unusable. It's just that, I mean, the look of this compared to this, just can't compare it. If they went with like scales like this from the get-go, this knife would be basically just heart-throbbingly beautiful in terms of the, or you already have a really nice blade, you add in a really comfortable, good-looking handle like this, grippy in the hand, just changes the whole dimension of this knife. Add in that really nice, generous jimping here, extra grippy texture, nice contour already in the handle. That's not changed. It just much grippier and better fitted to the tang. You also have some jimping here that you can basically use on this side, which I didn't mention. So it's just very well-designed tang, well-designed blade. Adding in the scales, it just improved it all that better. You also have now carrying option because I added the tech lock. Now you got a grippy, wonderful handle. You got the tech lock, put it at your belt. Before even using it, guys, vastly improved. I can tell basically this is the way the knife should have been right out of the box. And this is the way the knife should be before you test it, demo it, or do any type of review going any further. That's why I wanted to make this a talking head video. But you know what? Let's go outside and use this freaking thing and let's see what it's got. Listen, guys, I had no doubt that this would be a great cutting knife, great performing knife, a tough knife, through the batoning, through the heavy hitting, great penetrated because it had reverse Tanto, really nice reinforced tip, had no problem with the tip holding up. and it just being an overall really great performing knife like K-bar knives are. My pet peeve on a lot of K-bar knives is the finish. Now, you notice basically doing the batoning and a couple of the aggressive types of cutting, maybe through the sandblast hose, you notice how you have a little runoff on the finish there. This may not annoy some. Some people like the wear look of the finish. I kind of like a better quality finish. I like a PVD coated type of finish or diamond coated type of finish. I know it affects the price. This knife being about $135, it's not super expensive. Would I've wanted a better coating for that price point, or maybe even for like, you know, maybe 145 outside the MSRP, 1455 for have a better coating? I think it's worth it having that better coating, because after just one cutting session, I just don't like the look of that run-off coating there. And obviously, if you're going to own this knife, you may want to kind of think about taking this off eventually, because it's going to look like a big old mess. Other than that, that's my only pet peeve of the blade itself. Now, the knife itself, again, is a great knife. If you're willing to basically do those little customizations, like changing up the scales, Lucas Carroll has great scales. I mean, these green scales are great. This thing felt incredibly good in the hand. Couple that with the jimping that's already on the tang. Very, very comfortable knife. Great cutting knife. Just one of those knives you really want to carry every day. Great K-bar quality. I love the Les George design. And of course, you would need to basically get like a belt attachment or something like that, unless you just want to kind of stick it into your pocket and pull it in and out. There's ways of saving money. The scales, I think, are a must. I think these definitely something that you should definitely go with. So if you are looking to get this knife, Lucas Carroll's custom knife scales, he has these in stock, or he has the design on these, obviously. So you can just basically let him know you have this particular knife, and you can get these scales from him and improve this knife tenfold in terms of the comfort, the look. Everything about this knife is so much better. I recommend this knife with contingencies that you're looking to basically customize this knife to make it a little bit better. Changing the scales is something I would definitely recommend. You don't need to have the belt attachment if you're fine with that, but changing the scales would be something that I think you should do, and get rid of the translucent scales. Hey, you may get them in your hand and say you like those. Who knows? I'm just telling you, this is my opinion on the knife. Other than that, great sharp knife, great design, great comfort in the hand. I like the jimping where it is. It's just, you know, another K-bar that I'm really into. I'm just a little disappointed that they basically didn't go that extra step to basically rethink with the scales that were put on the knife.
I'm more surprised because if you look at really Les George's original designs, the handle scales on his knife and the handles in general are absolutely to die for. All of them are pretty much drop dead gorgeous.
So that's my steel mindset on this Les George cool name reverse Tanto. It was an almost fantastic knife. Changing up the scales, for me, I think this is a great knife. Changing up the PVD coating would make this an exceptional knife. Take a look at it if you're interested. I think I like it, and I think I would carry it every day without a doubt, especially with the changes that were made. So Joe Steele out, guys. This is the George Cool K-bar knife from Les George. See you when I see you guys in the next sort of knife video. Thanks for watching.